beautiful love. Well, good morning, people. Today I've decided to go for a walk through Plym Bridge woods to see how it's changed, because the River Plym erodes the side of the river and it's become almost inaccessible in some areas. So it's the end of August and it's a bit chilly in the air, but it's sunny. So nice day for a walk. It's Sunday. Starting off walking along the Embankment Road in Plymouth, heading towards the Christian Centre. And it's a nice quiet morning, good time to set off, because Sundays on these walks get quite busy, because people, especially in the afternoon, because people take time out and go for a walk. Feeling a bit frustrated this morning. I don't like coming out with negatives, but it's just one of those mornings. Yesterday I was using Facebook and there's a picture of an iceberg with an animal on top of it. And the caption under it said, "I can't believe it till I saw it either." So I tapped on the picture and it sent a Trojan virus into my computer, which cost me an awful lot of money to get my computer working again. And it's money I could use on my trips and equipment, so it's incredibly frustrating. The way I cope with things is the more pressure I'm put under, the harder I work to try and bear past it and move forward. But it's taking an awful long time. We're in the east end of Plymouth now, and we're heading along the local shops, or the co-ops and the local shops, and then we'll go past Saltham House and head towards Plym Bridge. Over the back there is Chelsea Meadow, the Plymouth's old rubbish dump, which is being grassed over. Then you've got a housing estate that's been built on the right hand side. So I'm not entirely sure that that's hygienic or healthy for the people that are living in the houses, with the methane coming out of the earth, even though it's got piping in to try and release a lot. We're coming up to the River Plym estuary at the moment. Russelham car sales, that's been there for years. And go outdoors across the road there. And it's beginning to warm up a bit there. One last thing on the virus attack. I just don't get it. Why do people enjoy attacking other people's computers or attacking other people in general and making their lives difficult and putting them under stress for no reason? Everybody should be able to work together for peace and understanding. It'd be a better world, totally. Got the River Plym over there with Dartmoor in the background, and we're going to cover some of that ground today. There's a gym group. We go outdoors to the right there. On the road now. Then you got Plym Stock straight ahead, Kings Bridge as well. Oh, it smells of sewage. Horrible sort of tangy taste in the air. And that's always from that industrial area. There's a bridge that was near Cycle Bridge. We closed this cycle bridge due to concerns relating to the integrity of its surfacing. To appreciate that this closure is causing inconvenience and apologies for this. It will be reopened as soon as corrective works are completed. Plymouth Highways. I was wondering why this bridge was closed, because it's cost a fortune to rebuild it a few years ago, and it's a great asset to the city, having a cycle path all the way through. And it's good that they've put an explanation in place. Took its time though, because it's a nice ride over the bridge to the left towards Saltram House. So we're going to go over the bridge instead of using the cycle track, of course, and then we'll turn left towards Saltram. Cloud base over Dartmoor, so you get a different environment what higher up you are in the hills. So when you're walking, you need to take that into account when you're wearing clothes. It's usually cooler and the weather's more changeable. We're turning left now, heading towards Saltram House and Chelsea Meadow. We're now following the River Plym. That building over there is Plymouth Sailing, a rowing club. And Chelsea Meadows to the right. It's all been landscaped now, and there's pipes in it bleeding off the gases from under the surface. And there's just skips there now for offloading the rubbish. So where it goes now, I don't know. So today we're going to be following the River Plym for a short distance as it narrows through Plym Bridge woods, and it's nice and peaceful there, and all you get is the sound of the water. If it's not overcrowded with people, that is, on a Sunday. And that's the new housing estate to the right of Chelsea Meadows. And it's well protected actually, because it's surrounded by cliffs on either side. Well, on the left hand side. And that's where the skips are for offloading rubbish. We'll be getting away from the corrosive side of Plymouth in a minute. That's used for water skiers and leisure boats. Little flow tile there. love this corridor of trees that we're going through now, which takes us nearly into the grounds of Saltram House. The end of August now, a weekend will be over and all this will start dying back for the winter. The jet stream's been lying very low over the UK this summer, so it means that the weather's been very unstable, and so we've had a lot of stormy weather even during the summer, which has made it difficult to plan or do anything or even cover the festivals. Just over the back there, you got the old Freedom Fields Hospital. Dee 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 dee. How come when you got the ace of spades, you should do little doody, little old man, do 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 do. How come? How come? I ain't superstitious, baby, and it worries me. Do 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 do. Old chappie getting his walk in front. And the joke for today is not me, but a clam at the National Marine Aquarium wouldn't share his food. Usually very soaked shellfish. Well, I'll say that again. A clam at the National Marine Aquarium wouldn't share his food. He's very shellfish. Well, it's only about 9:30 in the morning, but already it's getting busy. Doesn't look on the videos because I'm trying to cut out the people in case you don't want to be on video. There's enough surveillance in the city without them being recording without wanting to be recorded in the country. There's the old boating house at Saltram. Not recommended messing around with boys and taking them away from their normal areas. I don't know where that one's from, so I can't put it back anywhere. So here we have a map of the Saltram grounds. This is the route we'll cover. Then we'll go under the bridge towards Plym Bridge. This is Point Cottage, a nice little cottage, and these little dogs chasing around there. So we're passing the cottages now. Saltram House is over to the right, and you can get up that other track there, which will take you another way around into the grounds.
About 450 at the moment, but it's reducing. Yeah.
A few years ago, the green parrots came into Plymouth. They started off in London quite a few years ago, probably being released by people that kept them in captivity. And it's like all over Europe. And you get them, a lot of them in Spain and places like that. And they've all seemed to have left the city centre now in Plymouth and come to the Saltram estate. So if you're lucky, you might see some parrots here. It's a haven for wildlife, but it's very cold. You get blue tits here as well. A lot of early morning activity in Plymouth. Just do a check on the time. It's only 11 minutes past 10. Something on Saltram tree felling there. At all the National Trust of Properties, we regularly inspect our trees and carry out work to make sure they are safe. We're coming into an opening now where there's a folly. And this has had to be protected because part of the cliff behind it started falling away at one point. Sometimes wonder what some of these follies are all about. This area is currently closed due to unstable cliffs and chance of rockfall. It's been like that for a few years now. People from Plymouth Rowing Club there on their Sunday morning exercise. Plimpton over in the background. Marsh Mills over there. And that's Sainsbury's with the windsail roof. And being sensitive doesn't mean you're soft either. It means that you're sensitive to things around you. And I've always stood up against bullies to the hardest done to, if they deserve to be supported. A lot of people don't. And that doesn't matter who they are, whether they be an authority or not. I risk myself to protect other people. And this is an area that's been saved from the river, but it's floodplain as well.
Is that him ringing the bell or UH?
What?
Is that you or the man behind?
What?
There's a lot of wildlife. It's a wildlife protected area, this. And you can hear the birds in the background, and they're simply getting ready to fly off for the winter. Are they Canada geese? Sign there saying thank you for respecting the birds, but don't leave birdseed because it can attract other animals like what we class as vermin. Blackstone's Meadow was not always the thriving salt marsh you see before you. The meadow is managed by the National Trust with support of many specialist volunteers. So we got the red shank, shelduck, little egret, black-headed gulls, green shank with its winter plumage there. Oyster catcher, curlew, black-tailed goodwin, widgeon male, kingfisher. Kingfishers only go in clean water. Snipe, the goosegander male, it's been really rewarding to see the development of Blackstone Meadow into a thriving habitat for the wildlife, and it's great to see so many people taking an interest. I can hear the boyds. So we come to a junction at the River Plym Path, and the right one goes to Saltram House and the left one goes to Marsh Mills, which is where we're heading at the moment. Still following the River Plym, of course. Hear the green parrots and the trees in the background. You can vaguely hear them on the video, I think, but we're not going in that direction. In the spring, this area is a blaze of snowdrops and bluebells and daffodils. Coming away from the Saltram grounds now, heading towards Marsh Mills. You've got these little seat sculptures and sculptures made all the way along this path and into Plym Bridge. Let's just have a look at the signs. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. Boundary Walk and Plym Bridge Woods. I think we might do that. Oh, too late, we're already doing it. There's Marsh Mills roadway up the A38, I believe, which is the main way into Cornwall. I'm not a loner in any way at all. I like people that are interesting to talk to and people that are non-destructive, which is very difficult, especially in places like Plymouth, because a lot of people are self-destructive and they'll drag you down with them if you let them. Well, there's a guy called Martin that goes on the Hoe, and I can spend quite a lot of time talking to him because he's interesting to talk to. And this is dedicated to Martin. So down in Cornwall, we've been looking at places that are looked after by English Heritage, and Saltram House is looked after by the National Trust. And the National Trust look after a lot of the paths through Cornwall, along the cliff edges and those areas as well. This is the Marsh Mills flyover. When it was built a few years ago, it was one of the biggest engineering projects of its kind because it had to be moved into place. So that went live on British television because it could have failed. So that's been open quite a few years now. And there we have some people training. So there were people from Plymouth Rowing Club in their Sunday training. Noise of the traffic on this bridge reminds me of the bridge over the river in Lisbon. It starts almost playing a musical rhythm when you listen to it after a while. And there's the main railway line down to Penzance to the north, and London and Edinburgh. just over the River Plym there, and we're at high tide at the moment by the looks of it. It always gets me how people manage to do graffiti on these bridges and put their lives at risk, because all the way along this bridge, even at the high bits, there's graffiti. So they put these little blocks in to try and stop people from walking along. Then on the overpass, it's covered in graffiti, been a big graffiti, well, tagging area for years. Not really into tagging. I like art, not quick statements. We're out of the Saltham estate now. Not too far from Plym Bridge. The International American logo from McDonald's. So this stream quite often is a chalky colour, so it must run from a chalk quarry or clay, porcelain maybe, cement. This is Marsh Mills and the shopping area, the big shop, the superstore area. The zebra crossing, because I wanted to just show you this area of the river Plym, because quite often you get kingfishers here, or you used to anyway. And that's, as I said before, is a sign of clean water. This is where the River Plym starts to narrow. Where it's sourced on Dartmoor. Metal bridge there. We're now swinging left, heading down towards the Plym Valley Railway and Princess Yachts. Building site. I suppose you'd call it a factory. And this is where all the cyclists come in. On a Sunday it's going to be really, really busy, so it'll be good to drop down by the river. Another shopping area there, and we're keeping ahead. It looks very busy here today. And we got the park and ride area for Plymouth's city centre on the left. And the bike hire place there where you can go hire a bike and go up the River Plym through the Plym Valley onto Dartmoor. And then you've got the Plym Valley Railway Enthusiasts Club there. So they've got a cafe there now as well, at the cycle hire place. There you are, the Plym Valley Railway, and then Princess Yachts factory straight ahead. During the working week you get a strong smell of plastic here, and then just beyond that it turns to peppermint, because at the top of the hill at the back you've got Wrigley Spearmint Gums factory. Peppermint smells good, but the toxins from the fiberglass doesn't. And this is the start of the Plym Bridge walk. Eventually we get away from the noise of the traffic and all we hear is the water from the trickling stream of the river at Plym Bridge. The river now is on the other side of the Princess Yachts factory. But we'll be back with it soon. That noise is a steam train from the other side of the platform. Probably one of the shortest rail tracks in the country. It only goes for about 1.5 miles, 2 miles at the most. I don't know if they'll ever get permission to extend it. Because it goes along the cycle path to Dartmoor, the cycle way to Dartmoor. I recorded this section many times in other videos, so I'm going to keep this bit short and then concentrate on following the river. We're beginning to lose the sound of the traffic now, which is great. We come out of the Princess Yachts area now and we're back on the River Plym route. And see how it's narrowed down here. I got hiccups. Excuse me. We've now got the Plym Valley Railway on the right again. Half a mile ahead is where the railway line runs out. So like I said, it's a very short track. And this is Leamore Crossing again, which you've seen in other videos. Here's another one of those little sculptures. And there's quite a few of them along this track. Gosh, you can hear a motorbike in the distance. It's terrible. They're so selfish when they have motorbikes that sound that loud. Noise pollution. So this is the Plym Bridge car park. We'll have a quick look at the bridge and then we'll carry on with the Plym River Plym Walk. And this is the end of the Plym Valley Railway. Like I said, it's very short. And I can't see them getting permission to extend the line because they'll take up the entire track and footway. On the bridge to Plym Bridge. How are you feeling? Woof woof. I knew a dog once, it came from barking. Yes, London. Just over the back there, they've got a whole row of beehives, but we won't go there today. Collecting pollen. There we go. Beautiful view of the Plym Bridge, which has now been closed off to the public in transport. And now I'm going back onto the cycle track for a bit further to go over a viaduct, and then we'll drop down by the river again and do the river walk. It's the dogs from the farmhouse. Very countrified sounds. River Plym and Plym Bridge back on track. Shall we go with another song? See, we're on this motorway and we got the River Plym over to the left and we're going for miles and miles. I can walk for miles and miles. I've been to the Rockies in Canada, and when you've got all these trees around you, escaping from the people, then you could be in the Rockies or anywhere else in the world, really. It's just the climate difference. Sometimes when you walk along here, you can come across deer or stags. I come across them, and then grey squirrels and other little animals as well. Have a look at some derelict buildings. Part of the Plym Bridge history and the railway history as well. Because I believe that the railway used to be used for getting minerals off Dartmoor. Slate and tin, maybe not tin, but porcelain cement, because they've still got workings up on the moor for cement. Somebody's been doing some running. Camping there. Got some bird boxes in the trees, and we're going to swing off to the left now. It's a bit steep and slippy, this area. We're in the last week of August 2024 and it looks as though autumn's beginning to kick in already as all the leaves start turning brown on some of the plants. Heading back down to the main track now, and then we'll be following the River Plym when we just cross the viaduct. Mountain biker track. And we're swinging back to the left. Some more derelict buildings over to the right there, and this is the viaduct, the first one on the Plym footpath. I forgot the name of what they call this footpath. Plym Valley footpath. Cycle path and footpath. The early season, you've got a hut here for the peregrine falcons that nest on the cliffs. They come here every year to nest and have their babies and then go back to wherever they spend the rest of the year. So the River Plym is running below us, and there's a weir, so we'll go to the weir and then follow it up, see how it's narrowed down now. Go to the left here. So we're swinging left here, go under the bridge and go to the weir. Oh, the dogs are barking, so it sounds a bit busy there, so I won't hang around there. It's like the remnants of an old quarry just down there. So we're going to swing left here under the bridge. It's a bit slippy, this sort of surface is, especially it's worse if you're on a mountain and you get this sort of surface, because once you start sliding you can't stop. When you pick up speed, that's when you have accidents. In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine, the lonesome pine. Coming off the track now, swinging to the right. This is the only man-made weir on the River Plym. So we're now coming away from the river, well, not coming away from the weir, and we're getting into a quieter area to follow the river now. High Pitch Park. We're now in the area where the River Plym becomes tranquil and nice and peaceful, and hopefully we're away from the noise of the people as well. Look at that. Overhanging ivy there. I quite often see cormorants along this stretch of the river, and came along this stretch of the river a few years ago and they said there's otters in the river, so it's a protected area. So I don't know if they're still here or not, because where there's otters there's a sign of fish and salmon. It's amazing, over the years the erosion has really taken off along here and the river's really calm, so it's surprising that it's eroded so much of the area away, because this used to be the track 20 years ago. It gets very muddied down here, especially in the winter when you've had lots of rain. We've had lots of rain during the last few days as well. So proper footwear is a good idea. Look at that. Slate and a clear stream. And mud that could be used for pots probably. These bridges and walkways that are man-made soon break down because of the moisture and the damp in the air down here. So you have to be careful. Just like that, really. Thing is, if you hurt yourself down here, nobody takes responsibility if it's broken down bridges and things like that, because the National Trust or the Forestry Commission pass it on to the council and the council pass it back on to them. I know because I was on my bike and had to walk across or down one of their footways, and it collapsed under me quite a few years ago. With the people in the river, erosion changes this area every time you come along it. And we're just about to enter a little meadow now, where you can get an exit point up to the disused railway line and the cycle path to the left. The end of this walk will probably be Bickley, where we come to the end of Plym Bridge woods. We're just coming out of the meadow now. See where the track's difficult here. Cyclists used to come along here, so it's probably a way of trying to stop cyclists from using the track anymore by letting it erode. When you used to be able to get along here with the bike, this was one of the hardest parts, and this is where I had problems when the footbridge over the other side, or the steps over the other side gave way. This tree collapsed a long time ago, and they just left it. Ow! Just hit my head on there. Awkward. Well, that was a bit tight, no cuts on my head. This is the area I came down a few years ago where the steps had all gone away, and I slipped and badly hurt my foot. And it's obviously probably built by the Forestry Commission, but they decided that they weren't going to claim responsibility. Like there, you see. But I was going up with my bike at the time. The second viaduct, and there's a walkway there that'll take you up to the Derriford area. So whilst it's nice and peaceful down here, you're never too far from housing. And every year the woods is getting more and more housing, getting closer to it from the top end. Aww. Just by spawns, isn't it? You'd think that the Forestry Commission would come and take stuff like this out of the water and clear it up, because they must come down on a regular basis and see it. Butterfly. I came over that viaduct once, and there's a tree, a bike in that tree. How on earth he got there, I don't know. How on earth you could throw it that so it would land in the tree. I was wrong earlier, we've got another weir, and that's 2 weirs along this stretch of the river, and that's it all the way up to Dartmoor then. Then you've got waterfalls higher up, which I've already recorded in the past. This river was always monitored with the flow of the river and the quality of the water, and the next weir has all the instruments that supply the information for that. Let's see what the sign says here. Notice it works. Please be aware the environmental agency is to be undertaking works at any works up and around the River Plym Gorge Station or Can Woods from August the 5th, 2024 for approximately 6 weeks. So this is Can Woods area. And this is the weir I was talking about, the last one on the River Plym. Can Woods River Flow Station. So this helps to keep an eye on flooding times and what's going on. So we're not too far now from Dead Man's Pool, and then after Dead Man's Pool we start going uphill on a very steep area towards Bickley. That's the end of today's walk. When I start ascending, I'm suspicious that we might have little waterfalls everywhere because it was very rainy yesterday in Plymouth and over the woods. Got a very brown colour to the river. That could be from the tanning from the leaves. And the upper peat bogs maybe. All the way through this top end of Plym Bridge by the river, the track's very dodgy, so you need strong shoes and to be reasonably fit. Very eroded by the amount of people that come through. We're now coming to Dead Man's Pool. And over the other side is a tree where they have a rope where all the kids come down in the summer months and jump into the river. Oh, the tree where they used to jump off is the branch is broken off, so they can't do it anymore. So they must just jump off the cliff now. There used to be a branch that came out of that tree over the river, and they used to jump off that. We're nearly at Bickley now, so this is the last stretch of the first part of the river Plym, where it starts narrowing, and then when it goes beyond here, it goes up through Shore Prior onto the moors, where it dissolves into nothing. Hard to know what route to take because this keeps changing. Like I said, it's the current never seems that strong along here, but it must be quite strong, otherwise it wouldn't erode the banks so quickly over the years. Try and get down here without falling. I remember when you could walk along here without any problem at all. And there's no erosion. A lot of this must have been caused by humans coming along here, because I don't see how the stream from there it doesn't really get that high, can erode all this area. This is where we start climbing very steeply again now, and then we will be on the Bickley Road. Ow! Just got myself caught on hawthorn again. Did that on the last video. As I said, it's very steep here, especially if you've got a bike. But the bottom part of the river is almost impossible to take a bike unless you're very fit, because you have to spend a lot of time carrying it, and the risk of falling over with it as well. And lucky that there isn't any stream running through. When it's been raining, there's normally quite a stream running through here. Because when the earth is saturated, it takes a few days for the water to clear out through the earth into the river. And that's nearly the worst of the walk over. I mean, the sea bits, of course. The walk's been great, peaceful. And just at the time when we get to the top here, it's about 10:15 when we were at the beginning. And we're on the Plym Bridge road now to Bickley, which is to the left. From what I can make out, it's about 8 miles from Plymouth city centre to Bickley. As mentioned, I've done about 8 miles so far, so I'll have done about 10 or 11 by the time I get to the bus stop. So Bickley Barracks is only 200 yards from the bridge. And then the road off to the right, it's a Shore Prior, Water and Lee Moor. Shore Prior only being 1.5 miles away. Did that a long time ago on video. I might do the upper part of the Plym Bridge. Bickley Barracks is the home of 42 Commander of the Royal Marines, Plymouth. And the little village that surrounds it. It's not really a big village at all, but it's probably all owned by service people. books there, and they're a dying trade. They're giving them away now, and it can be turned into little libraries, radio stations, or anything you want them to be. Even libraries in local villages where people swap books. And we defibrillator there as well. And people giving stuff away. Bickley Church. I'm not religious, but it's a lot of these buildings wouldn't exist if it wasn't for religion. We'd have nothing to show for the past. And that's it as far as Bickley goes. There's probably some houses at the back, little estate at the back there. But we're getting back into the country now. Probably the last bit coming out of Bickley. This is the old schoolhouse. Really nice.
Been on holiday, I was talking all the way to you. 'Cause every fascination comes with a price in your heart. Do you like to say that you don't like to have fun? You can say that I'm so bad all the time. 'Cause I give you time, and I give you life in this world. The steps that you take, the moves that you make in your eyes. 'Cause I found
Love Summertime TV worldwide. You can contact us at ctsphoto1@gmail.com. Don't forget to friend and share the video.
It's alive.